Lesson 3, Unit 1, Managing for Results. The second phase of results-based project management is managing. This is where all the plans are put into action. During implementation, the project manager will assign and coordinate all the work that was planned for the given period. Monitoring and evaluation also occur during this phase. Monitoring and evaluation has the purpose to ensure that all the work is done as planned. In this unit, we will focus on the implementation steps of this phase. Inputs include the implementation plan, activity and resources plan, and the performance measurement framework. Outputs of this phase include the project deliverables, quality assurance, change control, and communication with stakeholders. Managing for results includes a series of key steps designed to ensure the project can deliver the expected goods and services. This is the phase that takes most of the time in the project lifecycle, and the one that requires constant monitoring of the progress made and evaluation of the early results. The project manager will focus on managing the work assigned to the team, partners, consultants, and other actors that will provide input to the project, managing the budget and procurement of all goods and services the project will use, managing the communications and relationship with key stakeholders, managing risks and activities to reduce their impact to the project, and then finally, managing changes to the project plans. During implementation, the project manager will use three core management plans. The project implementation plan that details all the project activities, information on the budget, people responsible, and estimates to complete the project work. The monitoring and evaluation plan that describes how the project will manage the collection, analysis, and use of monitoring data. The performance measure framework to measure the progress the project is making in achieving the intended results. Depending on the type of project, the project manager will include additional plans. This can include the risk management plan, the communications plan, and even the procurement management plan. During implementation, the Logframe provides information that describes the activities and expected outputs the project must deliver. Managing for results is more than just implementing the activities that were developed in the planning phase. It includes a careful consideration of the changing environment, the assumptions, risks, and relationships with key stakeholders to deliver the expected goods and services. The project manager will use this information to initiate the process to convert inputs into outputs. In the Logframe, the first level describes the relationship between the activities and the assumptions or preconditions that exist at that level. These are the required conditions to successfully implement the project. This level contains two important assumptions. Assumptions at the activity level and assumptions at the output level. Activity assumptions are the preconditions that are needed before the project begins. For example, availability of resources and stable market conditions. If these are still valid, then the project can perform the activities. Output assumptions are the conditions expected for the activities to be completed. For example, families participate in the water and sanitation workshops. If these assumptions are valid, and then the project can deliver the planned outputs. The assumptions are prone to changes, and the project manager must validate that these assumptions are still valid at the time of implementing the project. If they are not, then the project might need to be modified. Managing for results looks at the process to transform the inputs into outputs. This is the process by which the project will convert the resources assigned to the planned activities and to deliver the expected goods or services. Inputs are all the resources available to the project, including budget, people, and information. The project will be measured on its efficiency to deliver the outputs with the assigned resources. The process of transforming inputs, which includes labor, equipment, materials, skills, and information, into outputs, the goods and services, consists of the application of work methods, tools, techniques, and procedures on all the activities planned in the project. These are the tasks designed to use the available inputs. The plans take in consideration the changing environment to constantly adapt plans to any change that might increase the cost or time to complete an activity or other circumstances that can affect the quality of the outputs. The process is constantly influenced by the environment, regulations, suppliers, economy, technology, stakeholders. They can have an effect on the inputs, process, and outputs during the life of the project. For example, an increase in labor costs or new regulations can become difficult challenges that limit the delivery of the project outputs. But changes in the environment, they can also provide with opportunities to improve the process. For example, changes in technology and support from key stakeholders. Monitoring and control provide information at each step to measure the performance and progress of the project, identifying variations from the original plans, and develop the changes in the implementation plans and strategies the project has created in order to put the project back in track. The areas that the project manager will focus during the management phase include the following. It's going to be assigning work to the team, consultants, and other people assigned with responsibilities to complete an activity. It's also be time coordinating the work done by partners and other organizations, authorizing expenditures, especially for the procurement of goods and services, and communicating with stakeholders and managing the desired level of quality in all project deliverables. These are some of the challenges in managing for results during the implementation phase. There is the pressure to focus on activities, budgets, and schedules rather than on results. This creates a false impression that the project is in good shape. There is limited flexibility to change strategies and activities created by strict policies and procedures. There can be a lack of participative approach to agree on changes, which happens because the project limits access to information and decision making. There is poor or limited communication with the stakeholder, which creates the impression the project is hiding something, and that increases the lack of trust and transparency. The goal of managing a project is not just to use all the assigned inputs or complete all planned activities, or even deliver all the planned outputs. The goal is to see if the project is contributing to the achievement of the outcomes and eventually contributing to the impact. Inputs, activities, and outputs are in direct control of the project, while outcomes and impacts are outside control of the project. A good project design will increase the chances the project can deliver the expected results, but changes in assumptions, risks, and changes in the context can jeopardize the achievement of those results. It's easy to lose sight of the results when the day-to-day work of the project manager and the team is filled with activities. But delivering all the planned outputs does not necessarily mean the project will help produce the intended changes. Many factors can contribute to limit the project results, from changes in assumptions to changes in the general context of the project. They can have a significant effect on the project. A critical role of the project manager is to constantly monitor the project for changes in the factors that can obstruct its development. Quality assurance is at the core of results management. Quality assurance is defined as the process to ensure the project activities are done following the requirements and meet the quality standards. It is a preventive action to make sure the outputs are delivered as planned. Quality assurance is a process to ensure the project team, partners, consultants, and all the people with responsibilities in the project follow the requirements to complete the assigned activities. It's different from quality control that looks if the goods and services have defects. Quality assurance is built into every action, process, and activity of the project. During the design of the project, the activities were defined around specific requirements. For example, the project required that the training sessions for school children on how to wash their hands required that the sessions should meet a minimum amount of time and instruction steps in order for children to understand the what, why, when, and how of washing hands after using toilet facilities. If the activity spends less time or the material is not explicit enough, then there is a chance that students will not understand and may not know how to properly wash their hands. The project will not be able to meet its intended output targets. Managing for results requires a different approach, one that focuses on results rather than on activities. It's the results that guide the activities. Results are like the north in a compass. They tell us where we're going. If the initial activities are not delivering the expected results, then we need to change our approach, activities, and strategies until we're back in track again. It's normal for all projects to have small deviations, output indicators that are just a bit off. But in time, those small deviations can add up and they are amplified at the outcome and impact level.